So the Philadelphia Eagles' problems that were masked for a week and a half, 2.5 weeks, maybe have finally come back to light. And at the end of the day, this team is absolute trash. And it doesn't matter if Joe Montana in his prime was behind center. It doesn't matter. Things need to change. It's over. It is what it is. This episode of Run It Back Philly is brought to you by the Run It Back Teespring store. Click the link in the description. Get all the Run It Back merchandise. Use the code RUNMY20 for 20% off. And buymeacoffee.com. I give you sports talk. You give me coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/runitback. We are at 16 supporters so far. Get me to 20 supporters and I'll do something crazy. Let's get into this. Wow. So I took a little bit of a break from the YouTube podcast game for a couple days, just Christmas time, all kinds of things happening, going here, going there. I wasn't home. I didn't have the motivation to wake up and do this for a couple days. I was tired, etc. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I also bought a new car. I drove a 2004 Honda Element for 8 years. I tried to run it as long as I could. I loved it. I still love it. I'm going to take a picture with it and frame it and keep it for the rest of my life. That was my baby, you know what I'm saying? My girlfriend hates it, so she's happy about it. But anyway, at 190,000 miles, struts broke on the front right wheel, and the wheel came off the axle while I was driving down the road. So I thought that was, that's it. That's the last straw. So I went to the dealership and got me something. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you might know these things. I got a 2017 Jeep Renegade, because I feel like it's a little bit similar to the Honda Element, so it can live on in spirit. But I've entered the world of Bluetooth, keyless entry, remote start, backup camera, all this stuff. I feel like I'm part of the new world, so that's what's been going on with me. So I'm like, all right, the perfect time to get back on the grind and bust out some podcast episodes is the Eagles and Sixers playing on the same day, on the same Sunday, after all the Christmas festivities winded down and I got back in my house and back in the studio. I'm like, this is great. I could put out 2 banger episodes tonight and get back on the grind. And look what happened. Good Lord. Let's just start with the Cowboys and Eagles, all right? This is a game, before I say anything else, this is a game that this Philadelphia Eagles team should have won. And I don't root against the Philadelphia Eagles. At the end of the day, it's go Birds. I don't care who's back there. I don't care if we're the 1-13 New York Jets. I'm watching a game because I want my team to win the game. That's it. I know people are rooting against it because we want a higher draft pick. I don't give a damn about a draft pick. Have you seen Howie Roseman's draft record? You really think I want this team to lose so Howie Roseman can have a top 5 draft pick? Hell no. Now, if they would get that top 5 draft pick and they would fire Howie Roseman before he gets a chance to get his grimy little hands on it, then maybe I'd be behind it. But at the end of the day, it's go Birds. And when Jalen Hurts took over, his abilities masked, covered up the Philadelphia Eagles' deficiencies, but it was only a matter of time. But I was excited for Jalen Hurts. I was still excited for him in this game, and I was like, they can win this game. This Dallas Cowboys team is no good. They can win this game. And it turns out that Dallas Cowboys team, actually, the defense played a lot better than they've been playing this whole season. They got Zeke back. He absolutely murdered us. Andy Dalton, the best backup quarterback in the entire league by a long shot, destroyed us. Had the best game of his short-lived Cowboys career so far. And wouldn't it just be against the Philadelphia Eagles defense? Wouldn't it just be against Jim Schwartz's conservative, boring, predictable, easy to pick apart zone defenses? So it didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go, not even close. But when the game started, it looked like we were going to get there. You understand? I mean, we rushed, and it's the same story with every game when it comes to Doug Pederson's play calling, the progression of his play calling, or lack thereof, the creativity of his play calling, the strategy of his play calling. There's no strategy whatsoever. There's none. There's none. I say this probably every episode. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with a lead pipe that's been dead for weeks now. I just keep walking back to there's a dead horse in the middle of a mountain, and YouTube and Apple Podcasts is me walking back to that mountain. Here I go again. As I'm walking up the stairs to my YouTube studio, I'm walking up that mountain to where that dead horse is at so I can pull out my lead pipe again and beat the dead horse. Doug Pederson's play calling is the same as it's been. And I said, when Jalen Hurts took over, I said, just wait. None of these problems are fixed. None of them. They just look like they're kind of fixed because Jalen Hurts could get outside the pocket, right? It all came back around. The truth always comes to light. Shout out to Lord Brunson. He kept saying lipstick on a pig. It is what it is. That's just reality. You know, we start out the game, drive right down the field, like 6 RPOs or read options, right? The thing that Doug Pederson runs into the ground, he's going to run into the ground, and it was successful. And I said after that first drive, oh shit, here we go. Doug Pederson just succeeded with a bunch of read options, and now he's going to read option this game to death. And he did. And he did. But the first drive, we drive all the way down the field, score a touchdown, Miles Sanders in the end zone, then immediately give up a 40-yard bomb to Amari Cooper from Andy Dalton, and I was like, there it is. This is going to have to be a shootout for us to win this game because this defense is not showing up from the jump. You know what I'm saying? So the Cowboys come right back down and get a field goal. We come down first pass play from scrimmage for Jalen Hurts. Well, maybe he threw a couple balls in that first drive. I don't remember. But the first play of that second drive, Jalen Hurts backs up and throws an 81-yard touchdown to Deshaun Jackson, who, of all people, who came back to play his 7th game in 2 years. And he looked 100% healthy. And he looks quick when he's healthy. And he gives us this false hope. He gives us this glimmering, shining light. Like, hey, several times a season now, we're like, hey, maybe we have Deshaun back. Maybe we have the old Deshaun back. Maybe we have the fast Deshaun Jackson that can dominate defenses, get over the top, and get these 81-yard touchdown balls. Maybe Deshaun Jackson is finally back. We're lying to ourselves. He's 34 years old, and that is what it is. You can't change it. He can't get younger. He's not 24. When you're 24, you score an 81-yard touchdown, you come right back down, and you do it all game, and you end up with 15 catches for 179 yards, whatever. When you're 34, you got one of those plays in you. You got maybe 2 or 3 more of those plays in you, and that's it. That's it. And he's not in shape. He hasn't played for how long? You understand what I'm saying? So he gets that 81-yard touchdown, and there's just this glimmering hope. I'm sitting on the edge of my couch. I'm like, oh, my God. Jalen Hurts is blowing my mind. He actually came out here and looked like young Donovan McNabb back there throwing an 81-yard touchdown in the beginning of the game. And he looked good for pretty much all of the first half, except for a couple missteps. Went for it on 4th down, didn't take a field goal. Got stopped in the red zone a couple times, and we only ended up with 17 points that could have easily been 27. But Jalen Hurts himself looked good in the first half. But it all comes down to the second half with Doug Pederson and this team, and it's only a matter of time before the deficiencies show themselves. So once the offensive line breaks down, Jalen starts getting hit, throws an interception, a big-time interception that changed the momentum. Now the Philadelphia Eagles are back to what they were. Now it starts looking like tan Carson Wentz out there. You know what I'm saying? It starts looking like the same situation, just a different guy behind center. The same things are happening. All of the problems came back. Nobody can survive this offensive line, this bad, predictable play calling, this lackluster wide receiver play, can't get any separation, nobody's open. It is what it is. What else, man? Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper absolutely torched us. I mean, Andy Dalton looked like Joe Montana back there against this defense. It was pathetic. The beginning of the game, CeeDee Lamb down the sideline. Then you get Amari Cooper, like 50-yard catch. in the second half, Michael Gallup was all over us. That one drive, Michael Gallup had like 5 catches and topped it off with a touchdown in the corner of the end zone. It's just really, really bad right now. And here's what I really want to say. When Jalen Hurts first took over in the Seahawks game, I was negative. And people were like, you're just reaching to be negative to say something bad about the kid because you're a Carson Wentz defender. That's not what this is at all. I'm just being realistic. The second half of the Seahawks game, Jalen Hurts looked okay, right? And then he got blindsided because an offensive lineman missed the block and he threw an interception. Okay, that's the same thing that's been happening to Carson Wentz the entire season. I'm not saying Hurts doesn't look better than Carson Wentz because he's more athletic, he can get outside the pocket. And Carson Wentz didn't look like that this season. But when all the problems come back, it looks the same. Then you look at the Saints game. Jalen Hurts looked amazing in that Saints game, right? And I was supposed to get up here and record a podcast episode absolutely worshiping the kid, saying he's the next coming of Jesus Christ, saying he saved this franchise and moving forward and all that stuff. And I did that somewhat, but I also was realistic and I said, hey, listen, I did still see some of the same issues with this team. And remember, Jalen Hurts threw a pick-6 ball in that Saints game that was dropped. And I said, those balls are going to start to get caught. He had a pick-6 ball that was dropped against the Saints. There was another interception ball in that game that was dropped against the St. Louis Cardinals. Or are they St. Louis now still? Against the Cardinals, they're Arizona Cardinals. I don't fucking know. Against the Cardinals, there was 2 interception balls that were dropped, and it was, you're just reaching for a reason to be negative. Give the kid his credit. I'm giving him credit. He looked better than Carson Wentz, but the team as a whole does not, and the problems are going to start affecting Jalen Hurts the same way they affected Carson Wentz, okay? And I said those interception balls are going to start to get caught. And when they do, this is going to look totally different. And here you go. Second half of this Cowboys game, Jalen Hurts throws 2 interceptions. One, he rolls out to his left, tries to throw it into the end zone. I don't know who was there. He threw it right to the defense. And then another one, he rolls out to the right. That was more towards the end of the game, but at the end of the day, just throw it away. Why would you want to hurt your numbers like that? He throws it right to the defense. There's nobody there. I don't get it. And then he had this fumble issue. And he's had the fumble issue that we didn't want to talk about, that nobody wanted to talk about, right? Carson Wentz had 7 fumbles in 6 games. Jalen Hurts had 6 fumbles in 2 games. But again, we were catching breaks. I said that. In the Cardinals game, the draw play towards the end, the last drive of the game where he fumbled the ball, we recovered it. We were catching breaks. That comes to an end eventually. Jalen Hurts is no longer catching breaks. Now he's fumbling the ball. The other team's jumping on top of it. So it just is what it is. The honeymoon is over. Now the Eagles are in a shitstorm because what do you do from here? Now we're like, is Jalen Hurts the answer? Should we fire Howie Roseman and Doug Pederson and go back to Carson Wentz? Should we, it's just so up in the air. I don't have the answers. I don't know if you guys have the answers. There's just a couple more things in this game that I want to talk about. And then I'm done because this is just not fun. You know what I'm saying? Darius Slay comes up with a huge... This is how embarrassing this offense is. Darius Slay comes up with a huge interception. Huge. Jumps over the top of the receiver. Beautiful play. Very next play, Miles Sanders gets the ball for about 15 yards. All right? And then, in consecutive order, we get... What do we get? What do we get? What was the first one? A delay of game or something? Where is it? Oh, a holding. In consecutive order. We get a... No, actually, that's what happened. Miles Sanders got the 15-yard run. It got called back for holding. And so we get a holding. Then the very next play, we get a false start. The very next play after that, we get another false start. It goes all the way down until we're on a 4th and 18 in field goal range, by the way, or you could just punt the ball and hopefully get it to the goal line. Doug Pederson elects to go for it on 4th and 18 when we just went negative yards for 3 straight plays. In what world, Doug? In what world? Right when I think Doug Pederson cannot blow my mind any more than he already has. He goes for it on 4th and 18 on the Cowboys side of the field when your offense has showed you absolutely nothing in the drive. It's ridiculous what this guy does. It's unacceptable. His time is up. Offensive coordinator or Doug's gone. That's it. Do not make us watch this guy call plays for another season. I can't take it. I don't think any Eagles fans can take it. It's to the point where it's ridiculous. Do not make us watch this guy call plays for another season. Please. Towards the end of the game, Jalen Reagor gets a hook play when the Cowboys are playing prevent defense. There's 5 blockers in front of him, all the field in the world. Greg Ward Jr. missed the block in the middle. I get that, but what the hell, Reagor? He runs literally right to where the only defender is and gets tackled. I am blown away. Do I think Jalen Reagor is better than he looked this season? Yes, with all of the deficiencies in this offense. But, as we go on, and I'm not seeing really any game-breaking speed out of him. I haven't seen any plays that really looked negative and he turned it into a positive or broke something for 40 or 50 yards. I'm not seeing really any of those special type of plays that we thought we were going to see from Jalen Reagor. And then when he gets in a wide open field with 5 blockers in front of him, he doesn't even have the awareness to get around one guy. So, I defended the Jalen Reagor pick for a long time. I'm the one that said he was a sleeper in the draft. I was happy we drafted him. The kid's just looking real basic, real average right now. And, of course, my cat's at the door. So the second half was all Cowboys. We didn't do anything in the second half. We got inside the Cowboys 33 series in a row and came away with 0 points. That is unbelievable. You almost have to try to be that bad. You understand what I'm saying? We go for it on 4th and 18. That's hilarious. That's laughable. That's embarrassing. Next drive, Hurts throws an interception in the end zone. Next drive, Hurts gets blindsided from behind, fumbles the ball for another turnover. Now, at the end of the day, they reviewed it. Both of his knees were down with the ball in his hands. I'm baffled by that call by the NFL referees. I don't know. Maybe they said the ball moved a little bit as he was going down, and then it looked like he had control, but he might not have actually had control, and there wasn't conclusive evidence to overturn the call that was on the field, I guess. But at the end of the day, it goes down as a fumble, and it is what it is. And I don't want to hear people saying that wasn't really a fumble, so don't count that. I don't care. It goes down as one. So far he has a fumble issue, and he's starting to throw those interceptions that Carson Wentz was throwing because the receivers are not open and there's no time to throw the damn ball. That's it. I mean, what else am I supposed to say? This Eagles team is trash. It doesn't matter who you put back there. I think Jalen Hurts can be great moving forward for the rest of his career if he gets in the right situation. I think Carson Wentz needs a change of scenery. I don't think Carson Wentz can repair these relationships with these coaches and everything that happened this season, the past couple seasons. I don't think it's repairable at this point. So there's two things. There's two options here. There's 2 possibilities, right? You either fire everybody and try to fix Carson Wentz. There's no fixing it with Doug Pederson anymore. There's no fixing it with Howie Roseman anymore. There's no fixing it with these quarterback coaches anymore. Everything that has happened, Doug Peterson's statue, Nick Foles winning the Super Bowl, draft Howie Roseman being a little fucking snake that he is and drafting a quarterback in the second round when he should have been trying to help out Carson Wentz. All that stuff is not repairable. So if you want to keep Carson Wentz and try to fix him, you got to fire everybody. It has to be a fresh start, brand new everything, and take the damn statue down. I'm sorry. It was 1 year. We can't live the rest of our lives on that 1 year. It's great. It is what it is. It's the only Super Bowl that anyone's ever brought to Philadelphia. I understand that, but you can't make your quarterback walk past that statue anymore. It doesn't mean that much to me. It's like the Rocky statue. That was a movie. Who gives a damn? You can disagree with me on that if you want. I mean, it's a statue. We won the Super Bowl. I get it. I understand it. But if you want to keep Carson Wentz and try to fix him, you're going to have to fire everyone and have a fresh start. This is not repairable. He needs a change of scenery, and by that, a new GM, a new coach, a new quarterback coach, a new offensive coordinator. Everything has to go. Or you think Jalen Hurts can be the future. I think you still need to fire everybody. Because all of the issues that Jalen Hurts just faced in these couple of games are the same issues. Because they comes from the top. Howie Roseman's drafting and free agent signing and everything for the past 3 years, ever since the Super Bowl run, have been horrible. You know? This team could be looking at DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, and CeeDee Lamb. That could actually be the wide receiver core. And it's not. It's two 35-year-olds in Jalen Reagor. Come on, man. I still think you got to fire everybody. So let me know what you guys would say. What would you do? What would you do? Would you try to fix Carson Wentz and fire everybody? Or would you give Doug Pederson another chance with an offensive coordinator and keep Jalen Hurts for the future and try to move that Carson Wentz contract? I wish I had more to say about this team and this game. I just don't. It's not fun. It was horrible to watch. We're eliminated, thank God. But, now we have to watch, 2 more games for no reason? Just something. A lot of things are going to have to happen with this team, and Jeffrey Lurie can't sit on his hands here, man. Let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for listening to me run it back Philly. My name is DJ Eastwood. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Hit the like button on the video. Give me a rating, review if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You guys have a blessed day. Peace.